What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. So, I wanted to talk about the only real way to improve, to self-improve, right? Because I see a lot of videos online talking about self-improvement and, people want to get better at things and to accomplish things and to make things happen, right? And the mistake a lot of people make is they may go through something and then what happens is that they get this like burst of energy, like they're like, I'm gonna change my life, I'm gonna change these things and do these things and make things better. So they get this like rush to change, right? And it's a good thing to have that sense of wanting to improve yourself and to change. But what happens is that they get that rush to change, but they go back into their old habits, right? So a person may say, I'm tired of being out of shape. And then they get this rush to change. Like, I'm going to go to the gym and start eating right and doing all this other stuff. And they may go to the gym that week and then they fall off again. You know what I'm saying? And go right back into the patterns of doing the things that they've been doing. Right? But see, the only real way to actually improve is to take things one day at a time. You understand? So a lot of time people have big goals and, they want to accomplish certain things. But what happens is that they're trying so hard to change overnight. And what happens is that you have to take these things one day at a time. Because as you take it one day at a time, what's going to happen is that those big improvements that you want will happen as time goes on. But you got to take it one day at a time. This goes for anything you're trying to change. If you want to change eating habits, you want to change, your body, you want to even change the way you think about certain things, the way you feel about certain things. You got to take it one day at a time. Because you have to be aware of what's going on, at each moment. Because if you're the type of person who's been, eating terribly for years, you understand, just eating a lot of junk food, you're not just going to turn around tomorrow and then, automatically be eating healthy, from that point on, right? You got to take it one day at a time. You say, okay, well, today I'm going to try to at least eat some salad, at least one bowl of salad or something. And then the next day, you say, okay, I'm going to try to eat at least one bowl of salad. And you may still be eating some junk food those days while you're eating that salad, right? But you're taking it one day at a time. And then, maybe one day you might miss a day and you don't eat any salad. You don't eat anything healthy. But then you have to recognize that and say, okay, I didn't eat anything healthy today. Let me jump back on it tomorrow and eat something healthy. And then after that, you may eat two things healthy the next day. So you're taking it one day at a time. You understand? And see, you what you don't want to do is beat yourself up if you fall off. You just want to get back centered and get right back on it. So you don't want to be eating healthy and then next, one day you don't. And then you're like, fuck, see, this sucks. I can't do it. No, just jump back on eating healthy. Take it one day at a time. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing for working out. If you take it one day at a time, let's say you say, I'm going to, go to the gym 5 days a week, and you do that. And the more that you do it, it becomes a habit, but you're taking it one day at a time. So as you're doing it and within the next maybe 6 months, your body will change. Same thing with your mindset. You may be thinking negative thoughts all the time. You may, always, worry about a lot of different things. And then you have to take it one day at a time to be conscious of your thoughts. Try to think of more positive things. Try to deal with situations in a more positive way. But it's going to take time for you to get used to thinking that way. If you've been thinking negative so much all the time, within 24 hours, you're not going to be just thinking super positive. You understand? You're still going to have those negative thoughts here and there because you're so used to having those negative thoughts, but it takes you one day at a time for you to work that out. It's almost like just the same way where you need to exercise your body one day at a time to get strong. You need to exercise your mind one day at a time to get it strong. You understand? So the thing is that if you want to self-improve, just take it one day at a time. I was actually listening to this dude named Wayne Dyer, I think that's his name. And he was saying that he used to drink like beer every day, like maybe 2 to 3 beers. And then he said that he took it one day at a time to stop drinking. And then what he said was, he was like, it's been 20 years since he's had a drink, since he's, had any alcohol. So he was saying it wasn't like he stopped that one day and was like, oh, for the next 20 years, I'm not going to drink, right? It was more so he took it one day at a time. And then each day that came, he was conscious of, oh, I don't really need the drink. I'm not drinking. And it ended up just being 20 years that he didn't drink, right? So he took it one day at a time. And that's how you self-improve. Take it one day at a time. Do not feel like you need to change overnight, because most likely it's not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to fall back into those old habits, because they say it takes like 21 days to break a habit or something like that. So you need to get used to forming new habits, right? But you take that one day at a time to get to the point where you form that new habit. You see what I mean? And so, this is a good way to understand this and think about this, because it gives you a more realistic approach to improving. Because if you fall off a little bit, it's okay. You can just jump right back into it and then go from there and take that one day at a time. But just stay focused on that. Be aware of, when you're feeling a certain way or things are going in a certain direction, and then just focus it back onto where you need to be.